Earlier this week, the U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments on same-sex marriage. Now, several states, including Wisconsin, have bans on same-sex marriage.
The court could decide if those bans violate the U.S. Constitution's guarantee of equal treatment and denies a basic right to gay couples.
Now, two Wisconsin women are part of that federal lawsuit. Katy Heyning and Judi Trampf are here this morning. Thanks so much for joining us, ladies.
Sure. Morning.
So many of the arguments seem to center around leaving the decision to individual states or having the judicial system decide. How did you hear the arguments?
There are basically some of the same arguments that were brought up in our federal lawsuit in the Seventh Circuit Court, saying that it's a state's right to decide who gets to be married. But what we've been saying all along, and what are the attorneys for both sides who would like to see gay marriage, is that it's a violation of our basic constitutional right under law, that everyone has equal protection under state laws, and that gay and lesbian people should also have those protections.
This is a legal argument right now, but I think you both would argue it's an emotional, it's a moral argument. And I want to give you an opportunity to kind of make that point, because it gets really kind of tamped down in the legal world. I mean, let's get past all the legalese. What is this really about to both of you?
Well, Judi and I have been together for over 25 years. We were able to get married in January in our 25-and-a-half anniversary, I guess is a good way to put it. And for us, it is legal recognition of what we've known all along, that we are in a committed relationship, that we care for each other deeply, and that we believe having the ability to marry is the right thing to do, and it is something that we've always desired.
Do you have any expectations, or have you just let go of placing expectations on this? Because it's gone everywhere.
Yeah. It has, but I think we both feel really positive. When we brought the lawsuit on initially, we both had, I think, no doubt that we were going to win, because we felt it was such a violation of rights, and that the country was really ready for this. And if you look at all the polling now, it's up to, I think the last poll I read was around 68% who approve of same-sex marriage. So it's really an issue that I think the time has come, and we both feel really positive about it. The question is, will the justices look at this as an issue of law, or will they look at this as a social moral issue? And from the questions that I've heard, some of them are looking at it more as a social issue instead of a legal rights issue. And we very much see it as, we got married because we loved each other and we wanted the legal protections.
Read a quote from one of you in a newspaper article, I believe it was about a year or two ago, talking about why you stepped forward and actually put your names to the why. I mean, you could have very easily just watched as this happened.
Other people do it.
Yeah.
Well, in 2002, I had a seizure, and we were traveling, and Judi was having to make decisions for me for medical reasons. And because we weren't married, even though we had our legal power of attorney and all of those papers done, since we were out of state, there was no recognition that Judi had the ability to make medical decisions for me, and I was unconscious. So that was a real wake-up call for us, that had we been legally married, it wouldn't have been a problem. She could have been in the hospital with me and so on. It turned out okay, and I'm fine now, but at the time it was very, very scary.
And when that happened, we both said we put every legal protection we could think of in place, and yet I was still denied the ability to make a medical decision for the person I was living with and had been with for over 15 years. And that's what made us decide at that moment something had to change.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
We appreciate both of you coming in this morning, and hopefully we'll check back with you when we get a decision late June.
That's what we're hoping.
We're hoping.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.